sir.
So in the last class we have discussed about what list, right? What is meant by list in chart? How we can define list?
A
Yes.
set of elements which can be modified.
Yeah, collection of elements
Which can be modified.
which can be modified. Yes, it is a collection of elements. We can say we are having basic what you call basic property of list as collection of ordered elements. Okay, these elements of many types, like we are having elements like numericals, integers, float, or we can have string, we can have characters, such kind of any type of elements. Even we can have another collection of items. These all can be considered as elements. But what is the restriction here is, whatever the elements we are having, those all should follow some order. Okay, that is the restriction. And one more important property with respect to this list is, whatever the elements we are having in the list, those are changeable. Okay, those are changeable in the sense, if you are having 5 elements in one particular list, okay, as we have discussed in previous class, L1 is a list. How we can denote it as a list? By using square brackets. Okay, whenever we use square brackets, that will indicate it is a list. L1 is a list. This name can be anything. Okay, name can be anything. Okay, just you can use name itself. Now name will be considered as a list. Is it fine? Whenever we use square brackets, whatever we include within square brackets, that will be considered as list. Now let us consider we are having some elements like 21, 54, 65, 87, like this 4 elements we are having. Then it is considered to be a list. And one more property with respect to list is, it is changeable. That means whenever we access a name of 2, what will be the element that we will be getting? Name of 2.
65.
Yeah, name of 2 is 65. So like that, we could able to access individual element by using the index. In the same way, we could able to modify as well. Suppose name of 2, if I assign as 44, then automatically it could able to change. Okay, the name, that list will be 21, 54, 44, 87. Like that it will be changed. So collection of ordered elements which can be changeable, that we call it as list. And several properties which can be changeable. Several properties related to list we have seen in the last class. That is, we could able to access by using index directly. We could able to access range of particular range, like by giving the range we could able to access, like 2 to 4. If I give, then 2 and 3 elements will be given. Okay, those 2 will be returned. Similarly, suppose 1, 2, 3, if I specify, then 1 and 2 will be returned. Like that, by specifying the range also, we could able to access individual elements. Okay, not only single element, we can specify the range. Suppose 2 to 5, if I specify, then what will happen? It will give us what? 2 to 5 if I specify.
2, 3, 4.
2, 3, 4. But we are having 4 elements only. In general, just you try to understand as of now. In general, we are having some elements. Then 2 to 5 if I specify, 2, 3, 4 will be returned. Okay, what will be done whenever we have less number of elements, that you work out and come to know. Okay, suppose if you have only 4 elements, whether it will give error or whether it will give up to 4 and will give some random value, or up to 4 it will give correctly and it will stop, that you check. Okay, these are the 3 possibilities, right? Either it may give error, why? Because it is going beyond the range, or it may give some random value, or it may give only allowed range like 2, 3, 4 correctly, remaining it will ignore. Okay, out of these three, one of the possibility will be there that you try to work out and come to know. Okay. Next, we have seen several other examples, like by giving the step. Where we can give step? Can anyone able to say? What is the use of step?
Sir, if we want certain values like 2, 4, 6,
Yeah. Instead of going one by one, like although we have given a range like 2 to 10, 2 to 10 if I give, then it will consider the elements from 2 up to 9. Suppose 3 to 10 if I give, starting from 3 up to 9. 4 to 10 means starting from 4 up to 9. So it will consider within that range, every element it will consider, isn't it? Then the step is 1. By default, the step is 1. Even though if you specify or if you don't specify, the step will be considered as 1. That means it will start from the given index, starting index, and it will go up to the last index minus 1. That is whatever the last index we have given, minus 1. And every time it will go one step. Okay, that is by default. That you can write it explicitly by using third value here. Suppose we are having 2 to 15, then in general it will consider 2 to 14, isn't it? 2 to 14. After that means it will consider the step third one as 1. Okay, third parameter as 1. Suppose if you wanted to consider same elements in reverse order, that means we have to start from 15 up to, we have to start from 14, let us say 14, and we have to go up to 2, in the sense let us consider 1, and the step is minus 1. Every time we will see whether that element is less than or equal to that particular one or not. Like that it will consider every time the step will be minus 1. Like that we can consider this third parameter. This also we have seen. Okay. Next we have seen another one, like as we could able to change the elements of the list, we can directly assign other values, like name 2 of 5, and we can assign some values like 44 and 2. If I specify, how many elements we will be getting? In general, name of 2 to 5 in the sense 2, 3, 4. So 3 elements we will be getting. Although we are getting 3 elements and we are assigning only 2 elements, that is also allowed. Try to understand, name of 2 to 5 in the sense 2, 3, 4. Those 3 values will be replaced by 2 values. So remaining elements will be displaced accordingly. If the number of elements is more, let us say we are having 4 elements and the name of 2 to 5 in the sense, here we are having 3 indexes. That means 3 elements will be replaced by 4 elements. So automatically right side elements will be displaced towards right again. Understand what I am saying? Yes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next, we have seen another thing, some methods related to list, like insert. Insert is the method. Insert is the method where we will be specifying. Suppose I wanted to insert at a third index position. So third index position, what is the element that I wanted to insert? That I can specify. So insert of 3, 77. So at the third index, whatever the element we have, that will be displaced right. So at the third index, we will be getting the vacant position. There we can fill 77. So if you consider the given list 21, 54, 65, 87. At third index, we are having 87. That 87 will be displaced towards right by one position. But why? Because we are inserting another element. So at third position, 77 will be there. Now the list will be 21, 54, 65, 77, 87. Like that we can modify the list. Why? Because list is changeable. That's why we could able to modify. Okay. Next, we have seen instead of specifying the index position, we can add at the end. Suppose that 77 only I wanted to add, then we can use append method. Append of 77. We no need to specify any index. Append of 77 means now the list will be 21, 54, 65, 87, then 77. Like that, we could able to append directly without specifying any index. Automatically, how many number of elements we have, that will be calculated. After the last element, this new element will be appended. New element will be added to the existing list. That is called append. Okay. Next, we could able to modify the list. Suppose we are having, let us say, L1 with the elements 2, 5, 8, 90, 23, like this. We are having some elements. Next, L2 we are having with some other elements like 43, 54, 76, 45, like this we are having L2. Now we wanted to append, try to understand, we wanted to append this L1 with the elements of L2 as well. That means whatever the elements we are having in L2, we wanted to have in L1. That means these all elements 43, 54, 76, 45, we have to append it to the list L1. In that case, we are having the function called extend. What we have to extend is L1 we wanted to extend. So L1 dot extend. With what we wanted to extend? With L2. So L1 dot extend of L2. So that now what will be the contents of L1? L1 will contain
2, 5, 8,
2, 5, 8, 9,
90,
sorry, 90,
23,
23,
43,
43,
76, 45.
45. What about L2? Will there be any L2 present
No,
or
sir.
not?
No.
Yes, L2 will be there or not?
It will be there, sir, with no
It
change.
will be there as it is. That means here we will be having 43, 54, 76, 45. Like this only we will be having L2. So this is extending one list with another list. Okay. Next, we have seen one thing called how we can remove an element from the list. Can we able to remove or not? First of all,
Yes, we
can we
can.
able to? Yes, we can remove. Why? Because it is changeable. So the list can be changeable. So remove of whatever from list 1. Let us say from list 1, I wanted to remove one element. So that element I can specify. Suppose I wanted to delete 23. Is it there? Yeah. Remove of 23. Directly it can be removed from L1. Like this, we can remove an element, single element. Suppose after deleting 23, what will be the contents of L1? Suppose this L1 is this one. After removing 23, what will be the L1? Except 23, remaining all elements will be there. That's what, right? Now, I wanted to remove entire list. Instead of removing single element, I wanted to remove entire list. Then we can use one function called delete. Okay, del, delete. Then what is the list name? L1. So if I use like this, then automatically that entire list will be deleted. But the difference? Remove is to remove an element from the list, whereas delete is to delete the entire list. Okay.
So, sir, after delete, no needs of brackets or anything, sir.
No need. That is like direct command.
Okay, sir.
Okay, and in the last class we have seen how we can print elements of the list. How we can print elements of the list? One way is by using range function, right?
Yes, sir. Square brackets.
Yeah, square brackets L1
Of any element, we can choose.
starting
Sir.
from 0, isn't it? Entire list we wanted to display. That is what our intention. So L1 0 to
Sir, 0 to 10, sir.
0 to 10. In our example, 10. Why? Because we know what is the how many number of elements we are having in list 1. We could able to count because those all are visible. But in general, how we could able to do? This is one thing. So this particular one, for this particular one, we are having one flexibility in indexing that we wanted to print starting from 0th index. That is what you call trivially known to everyone. Index starts from 0. So starting, I wanted to display from starting of the list, in the sense from 0 only we have to print. So 0 is the starting point. Where we have to end, that is not known all the time. As in this case, we could able to count by seeing the what you call, by seeing the list, we could able to say why, because 10 elements only we are having or 9 elements only we are having, so we could able to count. But all the time we could not able to count. That is one thing, and it is tedious as well. For that, one flexibility is there, that is L1 of starting point is 0, but ending point we don't know. Then just we will close like this. Just we will close, we will leave the next index, that is ij. If you specify I to j minus 1, that is what we have seen. But I we are specifying as 0, but j we are not specifying. So whenever we leave the second index, automatically it will consider up to end of the list. Okay. So what will be the output? L1 of 0 colon then square bracket close. Then what will be the output?
Sir, 2, 5, 8, 90,
2, 5, 8, 90, 23, 43, like that entire list will be displayed. Starting from 0, entire list will be displayed. Okay, that is the flexibility available in Python. Now you consider L1 of 2 colon square bracket close. Then what will be the output?
Sir, it will be 8, 90, 23, 43, 54,
Yeah,
76, 45.
8, 90, 23, 43, 54, 76, 45. So starting from second index, it will print entire list. That is the operation that we can consider without specifying the second index, where which will indicate where to stop. Okay. Similar to that, we are having another flexibility. Suppose we wanted to print up to 5th number. We wanted to print up to 5th number. So by default, we know that from 0 only it will start. So we can leave that. From 0 only it will start. We don't want it to start at some other index position. We wanted to start at 0 only. So we can leave the first index position, and I wanted to print up to 5th index. Okay, up to 5th element. Sorry, 5th element. So the index should be
6.
Try to understand. 5th element. 5th element.
5.
5th element
5
index
only,
will
sir.
be,
5 only.
5th element index will be,
So it will be 6, sir. 5th element index.
5th element index. What is the 5th element in L1?
4.
4,
4.
4, 4.
23 is the 5th element. What is the index? It is 4.
4.
So for 4, in the sense, I have to specify here 5, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you do it like this, L1 of, by leaving the first index, by providing the second index, then it will consider starting from 0 up to 5 minus 1. So it will print up to 23. 2, 5, 8, 90, 23. Like that, there is a flexibility that we can leave the second index or we can leave the first index. Whenever we leave the second index, it will consider up to end of the list. Whenever we leave the first index, then it will consider starting
0.
from the beginning of the list. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next, now you check some of the other possibilities, like we are having L1. If I specify like this, then will it allow or not? That means combination. We could able to leave the second one, we could able to leave the first index as well. Suppose if I leave both the indexes, then what it will do? Tentatively, you can guess what can be the solution, what will be the operation.
Sir, either it won't receive, sir, or it will print from 0 to the last one.
Yeah. So that you check out. Understand?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Next, one more possibility also you check, like we are having L1. let us discuss one thing. Like 15 I have given. Then what will be the output?
Sir, from 0 to 14th
0
element.
to 14.
14.
Now L1 of 15, then 2. Is it allowed?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Then what will be the output?
0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Yeah, 0, 2, 4. These are not elements, these are indexes. In these indexes, whatever the elements we will be having, those we will be getting. So 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 14 will come or not?
Sir, it will come.
Yeah, 14. Yeah. So like this, we could able to use this one. Now, another thing in continuation to this, like if you use this one, if it allows, then you check this one. L1 of colon, then second colon, then you give 2. Okay. Now you can guess the solution. What's the solution? What can be the solution?
Sir, again, it'll leave every alternate element, sir.
Yeah, it will start from 0. It will go. That you check. I am not saying whether it is true or not. Just you check. This is just a guess. Okay. That you check and tell. Just by taking one list, by assigning some values, you could able to print this. If you try to print this, then what will be the output? You can observe. Okay. It will take hardly half minute. Okay. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is about list. About list, we are having some other points as well. But as tomorrow only you have exam, you know it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tomorrow only exam. So we will cover some other what you call relevant topics in coming classes. As of now, we will see the other what you call other topic. Unfortunately, we don't have. These are important topics, but we could not able to discuss offline classes. We could not able to discuss in offline classes. That is unfortunate. Okay, let's try to what you call fill the gap in coming classes in offline. Hopefully, yeah. Next. What is the list that we have seen so far? What is the list definition? List definition.
It is a group of elements which is changeable.
Yeah. And one more important point. It is ordered. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Ordered. It is list is a collection of elements which is ordered. Collection of ordered elements, we can say. Collection of ordered elements which is changeable. Okay. Obviously, we will be getting the intuition that if it is not changeable, then what can be the use? That is one intuition, one doubt you will be getting intuitively. Collection of ordered elements which are unchangeable. Okay, collection of ordered elements which are unchangeable. Okay, then suppose you consider you have bank account. Okay, you have bank account. In the bank account, if you perform some ATM withdrawal using your card, you have performed ATM withdrawal. Then what will be the entry in your passbook? Do you know this passbook? You might have seen, right, sometime? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. In the passbook, what will be the entry? Date of the transaction and particulars, some detail about the transaction, like ATM withdrawal, ATM W, like that. Some abbreviation they will be using, some code, and some transaction number will be given. Then what is the amount? What is the amount? Then total. That means balance is what. This these four fields will be there. Try to understand. Whenever we withdraw money from the ATM, then one field will be added to the bank account statement. What is that field contain? Is date of the transaction. Next, what kind of transaction? By indicating the what kind of transaction and the transaction number. This will be the second field. First field will be date of the transaction. Second field will be particular of the transaction. Third field will be amount. Okay, amount. Fourth field will be balance. Like this, one field will be there, one entire row will be there. Next, suppose you have deposited some amount, then what will be the entry again? Yes, you have deposited some amount into bank account, then what will be the entry in account passbook?
Sir, the date of transaction.
Yeah, date of transaction again.
Then again the balance, the amount of money transferred.
No. Again, that particular, as we have discussed, whether it is a cash deposit or check deposit or DD deposit, some detail about the transaction. Okay, from where that particular amount has been credited. Okay, then what is the amount? Then the balance. Like this, again 4 fields we are having, isn't it? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now, in this particular one, date is the first one. Next, the second one is particular, that is transaction particular, like a transaction number kind of thing. Next, third field is amount. Fourth field will be balance. Okay, these are the 4 fields. Now, in this particular data, okay, we will be having several rows. Let us consider this is one row. This is like this. We are having another row. We are having another row like this. Now, this entire thing we wanted to store. Then we can use list. Yes or no? Because it is a collection of ordered elements. We are having order. First field means that is date. Second field means that is particular. Third field means that is amount. Fourth field, it is balance. By using index 0, 1, 2, 3, we could able to access individual vertical data that we want. So we could able to use list. That's fine. But now today is 11th. Yeah. No. Today is 7th. Okay. Now on 6th I have performed some transaction. Okay. And the amount is debited. And the amount is, let us say 5,000 is debited, and the balance is, let us say, from 15,000. After debiting that 5,000, balance is 15,000. Now I wanted to modify this 5,000 as 3,000 only. Try to understand? Now I wanted to modify this 5,000 as 3,000. Is it allowed?
No, sir, it's not allowed.
No, I have already withdrawn that amount. So I cannot modify it. Similarly, I have deposited some amount. Okay, deposited, let us say I have deposited 500. I wanted to make this one as 900. Is it allowed? Deposit amount.
No, sir.
No. So in this particular context, collection of ordered elements. Order is important, but can we able to change? Can we need to change? No, it should not be modified. Then we will be having this kind of collection, okay, that we call it as tuple. Okay, tuple is nothing but collection of ordered elements which are unchangeable. Okay, what's the difference between tuple and the list? In the list, whatever the ordered elements we are having, those are changeable, those are modifiable. Whereas tuple elements are ordered, but we cannot modify those. Okay, this can be considered as this unchangeability. This one can be called as immutability. Immutable, we can say. Tuples are immutable. Immutable in the sense we cannot modify. Understand? Suppose we are having volume control, we can put it in mute or we can unmute. So that mutable option is there, but immutable in the sense we cannot modify it. Then that is nothing but unchangeable. Okay, such kind of elements, if it, such kind of elements are ordered, then we can say that as tuple. Got the difference between tuple and list?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now what is the some basic properties which we have seen with respect to list, those all will be applicable in tuple as well. That means we could able to access tuple also by using indexes. But first of all, how we can create tuple? Like how we can create list? Suppose I am saying L1 as a list. How we can claim that it is a list? How we can claim? Because this list
Brackets, sir.
will be having square brackets. Similarly, if we have tuple, let us say T1 is a tuple. How we can claim it as a tuple is, how we can identify is by using parenthesis. Whenever we have parenthesis, then we will be considering as tuple. Parenthesis in the sense, earlier in some other context we have used parenthesis to identify what?
To input and output and print.
No. Parenthesis. This parenthesis. Whenever we have parenthesis, then we will identify that as
function.
Function. But in that context, it was followed by some identifier. Like suppose f is there. If it is followed by parenthesis, then f is considered to be a function. Suppose t is there. T is followed by parenthesis, then t is considered to be a function. Suppose len is there, it is followed by parenthesis, then len is considered to be length. Got it? So this parenthesis is different from here. Whatever the context we are using parenthesis. Here how we will use parenthesis is just some values we will be having 32, suppose 45, then some text we can have like this. Now 32, 45, this entire thing we are enclosing in parenthesis, then this will be considered as a ordered collection of elements, okay, or collection of ordered elements, and these elements are unchangeable, these elements are not modifiable. Suppose T1 of 1, what we will get? T1 of 1 is nothing but
45, sir.
45. Yeah, T1 of 2 will go. Yeah, T1 of 2 will give that string, whatever the string we have assigned, that is SG, FD, GF. Yeah. Okay. The accessing is similar to the list, but in list we could able to assign directly. We could able to modify like this. Suppose T1 is a list. Let us assume T1 is a list. Then T1 of 1 is equal to -5. I could able to assign like this. But as this T1 is a tuple, how we can identify tuple? By using parenthesis. As values are enclosed in parenthesis, T1 is by default will be considered as a tuple, and we cannot modify the elements of the tuple. So T1 of 1 we cannot modify directly by assigning the value. So whenever we try to modify, then it will give you an error. Why? Because tuples are immutable. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that is the basic difference that we have between tuple and list. And whatever the other things that we have discussed with respect to list, those all will be applicable. Just I will be writing the questions, like suppose I wanted to display from 2 to 5, then it is allowed. Next, I wanted to display from by excluding this. What will be the output? T1 of colon 0 to 4, like that. So it is similar to list, and we can exclude this as well, and we can use a step. These all will be allowed. Okay, these all are same as list, but
Sir,
now
insert all won't be allowed, no, sir.
yes,
Insert and append won't be allowed, no, sir. Here.
Insert and append. Yeah, insert and append in the sense we are we are modifying the tuple, isn't it?
Yes, sir. So it won't be allowed.
It will not be allowed. Insert and append also will not be allowed. Why? Because we will be modifying it. Tuple we cannot modify. Suppose there is a requirement that we have to modify in some way. Definitely we have to modify in the sense what can be done is, one possibility is there that directly tuple we cannot modify, but if you consider the tuple as a list, we could able to modify. We know already how to modify a list. So whatever the tuple we have, let us consider T1 only the tuple. Now, if you assign this to list, suppose L1 is a list. Okay, L1 is a list. I wanted to have whatever the elements we have in T1 as a list. Then I can use a function called list of T1. What is T1? T1 is a tuple. And we are calling list of T1, then T1 will be converted to list and will be assigned to L1. Now what will be the value of T1? T1 will remain as 3245 SG, FD, GF like that only. But L1 will be created and will be considered as a list. This kind of thing we have seen in previous classes, like A value is 5, let us assume, B value is 4.1, and I wanted to assign B value, A value as B value, like A is equal to B. What will be the value of A? A is equal to 5, B is equal to 4.1. This we discussed, ma. I don't know whether A is equal to 5, B is equal to 4.1. A is equal to B in the sense what value will be assigned to which variable? In general, you say first. Assignment operator we have used. Yeah, am I audible or not?
Audible, sir. Sir, the value of B will be assigned to A.
Yeah, value of B will be assigned to A. Now, value of B is 4.1. In Python, there is a flexibility that if you assign another value, another type of value to a variable, then automatically it will consider and it will convert to that particular type automatically. So, as B value is 4.1, until that time A is of type integer. Whenever you assign 4.1 to A, automatically A value will be changed to A type will be changed to float. Understand? Float will contain real numbers. Integer means whole numbers. Now, A is equal to 5 means what is the type of A? Suppose after this, let us say, after this, if you print simply, if you try to print type of A, then you will be getting what is the type of that particular variable. You haven't specified what is the type, but you have assigned 5 to it, so automatically it will consider the type as integer. Similarly, if you try to print type of B, then what will be printed? Type of B will be float. Now, if you try to print type of A after this, A is equal to B, what is the type of A?
It will be float only, sir.
It will be float only. Why? Because B value is 4.1. That 4.1 we are assigning to A. In Python, that is allowed, and it will consider the type of A as float. It will convert. It will consider type of A as float only from now onwards. Understand? Although it is having some other type earlier, whenever we assign another type of value, automatically it will consider from that point, it will consider the variable type as float. Like that, that flexibility we have. But what is my intention is not to change the type of the A. I wanted to consider only integer part of it. Whatever the B value we have 4.1, from that only integer part I wanted to take. That is 4 only I have to take. Then we can use int of B. Did we discuss or not this one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, int of B. So int of B in the sense B value will be converted to integer. So it will be considered as 4. Then that will be assigned to A. So A type will be
Integer only.
Integer only. Okay. So now why I am discussing this vertical, this thing which we have discussed already is this is similar to whatever the highlighted one, just you consider, and this line you consider. Is there any Resemblance. L1 is equal to list of T1. Are these two same or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. List is a type. Int is a type. T1 is tuple type, whereas L1 which we wanted to consider as list. So T1 we are converting to list by calling list of T1. List of T1 means T1 will be converted to list and that will be assigned to L1. In this also we have considered B is float type, that we are converting to integer and that will be assigned to A. So similarly we are assigning to list. Okay, after this we could able to modify L1, isn't it? L1 we can insert some elements, L1 we can append some elements, L1 we can modify some elements, like this. Those all operations which we could able to perform on list, those all we can perform on L1. Understand why we are discussing, why we are converting into list is, as tuple is unchangeable, it is immutable, we cannot modify any element in the tuple. In order to modify any element, what we have to do is we have to convert into list, then we can modify or we can append anything and we can use it for temporary purpose, like we can print it or we can perform some other operations as well. Got it? That is one of the ways that we can modify the tuple element, but it will not affect the original tuple, that you keep in mind. Although we are converting T1 as a list, T1 will remain as a tuple only, but whatever the values we are having in T1, that will be considered as list in L1. That's it. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next, one important point in this tuple representation, one of course it is not intuitive, it is generally like we are having only one element in list. In list, let us say L1, we are having only one element, then we can have like this, isn't it? 45 then square within square brackets, this is fine. But same thing if you wanted to have in tuple, this is important point, little odd point, we cannot feel that it is correct or this kind of thing will exist intuitively, but that's why please concentrate. We are having only one element in list, so we can enclose in square brackets and that will be considered as a list. Same thing if you wanted to consider one element in tuple, then 45 within parenthesis, this is what we will be answering, but it will not consider this as a tuple. In order to consider this as a tuple, we need to use here comma. Whenever we have single element and we wanted to convert that single element, we wanted to consider that single element as tuple only, then we have to end with comma. In general, if you have two elements, then we need not end with comma. Understand? If we have only one element as a tuple, then we need to end with comma. This is not what you call traditional syntax that we use in any programming language, but in Python that restriction is there. Okay, why that restriction is there, that we will see in coming classes. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next, can we able to remove an element from the tuple?
No, sir.
No. Why? Because we cannot modify it. Now you consider T1, which we have defined here. We are having three elements. We cannot remove 45, we cannot remove 32, we cannot remove this string. Like that, we cannot modify. But we could able to do one thing, that entire tuple we can delete it. How we can delete? By using del.
Del space T1.
Del space tuple name, that is T1. Then we could able to delete entire tuple. Okay. Next, one important topic and interesting topic actually. One thing is, suppose you consider we are having a tuple T1 consists of several elements, like we are having A and some BC as one element, and PE as another element, F as another element, Y as another element. Like this, we are having some elements. Okay, this is a tuple. Why? Because we have enclosed in parenthesis, so it is a tuple. And how we can define a tuple? Tuple is nothing but collection of ordered elements. We are having order for this. That means we could able to access by using index at a specified index. That element only will exist. That is known. So this is ordered, and we cannot modify this list. So T1 of 1 will be BC only. T1 of 1 we cannot assign with any other value. These are all things we know. And we are saying this as collection of ordered elements which are unchangeable. That is the definition of tuple. Okay, that means individually here this A we can assign to some variable, right? Let us consider variable 1. Variable 1 is equal to A. Variable 2 equal to BC. Variable 3 equal to B. Like this, we could able to have individual elements as a single variable. Yes or no? Earlier, without introducing the concept of list or tuple, how we have used these all things, individual variables, like two numbers adding means two variables will be taking, then third variable we will take, and we will get the value of what you call, after adding both the values, third value we will be getting. Like that we have seen individual variables. Even strings also, A can be considered as one variable, BC can be considered as another variable, DE can be considered as another variable. Like that in this tuple, whatever the elements we are having, how many variables we will be getting? 5 variables, as 5 values we are having. So 5 variables. All these 5 variables we are grouping together. Try to understand the simple intuition. 5 variables, although we could able to represent these all values by using 5 different variables, what we are using here is we are grouping these all together. Okay, we are grouping all these together. That means a collection we are making. That's what the intuition, right? We are making a collection. That grouping we can refer technically as packing. That grouping, that making collection is nothing but packing. Okay, why we are considering this word is, whenever there is a packing, automatically another one will come, that is unpacking. Packing is nothing but these whatever the individual variables that we have or individual elements we have, those can be what you call combined together, collected together, grouped together, and that we call it as packing. And now can you define what is meant by unpacking?
Sir, the elements which are already grouped together, removing them.
Yeah, that means in the tuple we are having some collection, that is packed elements we are having. Those all packed elements we will be getting into
Single variables.
not single variable, individual variables. Single variable in the sense, whenever we combine only we will get into single variable. What is the variable name for these all values? What's the variable name?
T1.
T1 is the variable name, that is tuple name. Similarly, whenever we unpack these all elements, this is a packing. Unpacking in the sense getting these all values into individual variables, like variable 1, variable 2, variable 3, variable 4, variable 5. Okay, not only in these names, we can use some other names as well, but overall the idea is getting the individual elements, okay, getting the elements of the tuple into individual variables is nothing but unpacking. And now the question is, how we could able to do unpacking? Before answering how we could able to do packing, how we are doing packing? How we are doing? Yeah.
Group of elements together, sir. We are
Yeah,
Placing them together.
yeah, that is packing. How we are doing that packing? Packing we are doing by enclosing in parenthesis, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is packing. Now unpacking will be reverse to it. That means from the tuple we wanted to get some values into some variables. So let us consider simply T2 is a tuple where we are having some some values which are packed. Let us say 54, 32, 67 are the values, are the elements in the tuple. So T2 is a tuple definitely. Now from this T2 we have to get individual what you call elements into individual variables. Let us say variable names as A, B, C. A is one, B is another one, C is another one. We are having three values. So from where we have to get A, B, C values?
From T2, sir.
From T2. So directly we will assign T2. That means T2 we are assigning to A, B, C. Automatically that mapping will be there. 54, 32, 67. So 54 will be mapped to A, 32 will be mapped to B, 67 will be mapped to C. So this is nothing but unpacking. Try to understand here. This is a packing is nothing but T2 is equal to that one, and this is unpacking. Okay. Now again one more question may arise that how many elements we are having in T2? How we will come to know? Suppose T2 contains 100 elements. T2 or T3 contains 100 elements. Then in order to get values into or elements into individual variables, we need to try to understand. T3 contains 100 elements, let us say. In order to consider all these 100 as individual variables, what we should take?
We should take 100 variables.
100 variables like variable 1, variable 2, like this. We have to take up to, we have to take up to
100.
100. This is tedious task, right? Typing this itself tedious task. And after doing all those things, we may require only 2 variables or 3 variables or 5th variable we may require or 10th variable we may require. Then unnecessarily we have to type entire thing, right? This is tedious task. That is directly evident. Even if you have instead of 100, if you have 1000, then definitely it is tedious task. Okay. Now there is a flexibility that suppose we wanted to take only first 2 values, first 2 elements only into the variable, into the variables. Try to understand, we are having 1000 elements in tuple. We wanted to consider only first 2 into variables, remaining all we will consider as a list only, list or tuple, such kind of thing. Then unpacking only we will do, but we will not do unpacking entirely. It is like you have packed the things while shifting the home, but you want certain things only at one particular point, so you will be unpacking partially, isn't it? So remaining things you will keep as it is. So what same kind of thing you can consider here. First value we wanted to consider, second value we wanted to consider, these 2 we wanted to consider, remaining all we are not considering, we are not unpacking. Okay. Then that we will denote like this by specifying star, then V3. Okay. How many elements we are having in T3?
We have 1000 elements, sir. We are taking only 2 variables, but
Yeah, only first 2 elements we are considering into the variables. What about remaining 998? Those 998 will be
elements only.
considered as list. Try to understand. First V1, V2 will be first 2 elements. V1 will be assigned with first element, V2 will be assigned with second element, and remaining all elements, remaining all 998 elements will be referred, will be considered as list and will be referred with the name V3. Got it? What's the operation of V1, V2 star V3?
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, if I want to consider V2 and V50, sir, not 3, 4, 5, 6, then what to do, sir?
Yeah. That means you wanted to unpack partially only, but not
In order.
from the starting. Yeah.
Yeah, sir. I want 2 and 50 only, sir, not other elements.
Yeah. For example, we are having like this. Let us consider V1 I want, then V5 I want, remaining all things I don't want. Okay, from T3 only. Okay, V1 and V5. I cannot specify like this. So V1 to V5, there will be some elements, isn't it? That we have to consider as list only. That we don't want to unpack, isn't it? Whenever
Yes,
we
sir.
wanted to keep as it is, what we should do?
Sir, that star mark.
Star. Then you can use some variable. Okay, let us say L or L1. This is L1, star L1. So V1 star L1. Then how it will consider is how many elements we are having here. How many elements we are having after this star? After this star, how many elements we are having? How many variables we are having?
After 2, sir.
Try to understand. After a star in the sense a star L1, that entire thing is a list name.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So afterwards, how many elements we are having?
Sir, 999.
No, see, V1 is one element. Okay, fine. Next, star L1 means some list. How many elements we have to consider in list, that will be decided based upon how many elements, how many variable names we are having after that star L1. How many?
3.
After star L1, we are having only one variable name, right?
Yes, sir.
Only one variable name we are having. So in P3, we will be having 1000 list. Out of those 1000, first one we can map with V1. Okay. Next, last one we can map with V5.
Okay, sir.
Then remaining all in between, we will be having 998 elements, right? Those 998 elements will be considered as list. Those will be packed like that only. It will not be unpacked. Understand?
Okay, sir. Understood,
Like that,
sir.
we could able to use this one, but directly we cannot say V2 and V50 only you consider like that. We are having the flexibility other than using the last one, that is a star V3. If you use a star V3, what will happen? Only first two will be unpacked, remaining all will keep as it is. But instead of that, we can use this star in the middle as well. Whenever we use, suppose V1, V2, then you consider V5, V6. Then what will be the operation? Now you tell.
So variable 1, 2 will be taken and 5, 6 will be taken.
One more time.
Variable 1, 2 will be taken and variable 5, 6 will be taken.
How many elements we are having? 1000.
Yes, sir. Out of 1000, only 4 will be taken.
Okay, what are those 4? That is the important one.
1,
Sir,
2. Map
Ah,
with
1,
1,
2.
2,
V1 and
5,
V2,
6.
sir.
1, 2.
5, 6.
Suppose if I say, then
Only 1, 2, 5, sir.
see, try to understand. These names are irrelevant to the elements. These names for our convenience only we are using V1, V2. I can use ABC. I can use some other my name. Understand? These names are irrelevant to the elements that we have. If I specify V5, it does not mean that it is fifth element. Try to understand. Yes, the placement is, if the placement is fifth one, then only it will consider fifth element. Understand? V1 in the sense it is not like a first value. V1 placement is first one, that's why it will consider first element. V2 placement is second one, so second element it will be assigned. V5 placement is not the fifth one. Understand?
Okay, sir.
Don't be confused.
What is the place of V5, sir?
V5 is just a name. It is not placement actually. Try to understand placement in the sense we are having total how many?
1000.
1000. Okay. So first one, let us say 20 is the first one. So V1 value will be 20. Why? Because here 20 we are having. What is the first one there? V1. So V1 value will be 20. Okay. Next, let us say 30. So V2 value will be 30. Okay, fine. Next 40 we are having, 50 we are having, 60, 70, 80, 90. Like this we are having some elements. Okay. Now what will be the value of V5? With this information we cannot say V5 value. Why? Because what is the operation of this particular one is first two values we have to consider as V1 and V2. After that some list will be there. How many elements we have to consider in list, that will be decided based upon how many values, how many variables we are having after this star L1. Understand? V5, V98. So two elements we are having, two variables we are having. So two elements we can accommodate into those two variables. That two last variables. So in between, how many elements we will be remained?
Sir, sir, in between means after V2, sir.
After V2, yeah. Not
After
after
V2.
V2, it is like after second element. Why? Because only two variables we are having before this star L1.
Yes, sir. Then after second, all 40, 50, 60
I will
will be in the
modify
list,
this
sir.
to avoid the confusion. A comma B we are having. Let us say this is UV. Now you say.
Sir, A will be 20, B will be 30. After that, all will be in the list, sir.
Okay, what about UV?
UV will be
Last
the last
second and
element
the last
and
one.
last element and the second last element.
Last element will be U and V respectively. So how many elements we will be having in L1?
L1 996, sir.
Yeah, 996 middle elements will be part of L1. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this
Yes,
is
sir.
unpacking. In general, we will be unpacking like this. Okay, this seems to be very simple. But if you have more elements, then trick will come. Like we cannot have all those variables, or we may not require those all variables. Then we may use this star. Then whatever the elements we have specified, whatever the variables we have specified, those many number of elements will be assigned directly. Remaining will be considered as a list only. Those will not be unpacked. Suppose if you wanted to if you don't want to unpack some middle elements, then you can unpack only certain elements from this end or from this end. Understand? Try to understand the logic why we are not having wherever we want there only we can unpack like that. Such kind of thing is not there. Why? It is intuitively you can understand. From the box you can take the items from the down, or we can take from up. Suppose one guinea some box is there. Okay, for package we will be using, right, such kind of box. You can take item from the top, or we can take item from, if you open bottom you can take from the bottom, but you cannot take in the middle until and unless you take either what you call top ones or bottom ones, isn't it? Such kind of thing you can relate here. A comma B star L1 comma U comma V, in the sense first two elements we are taking, or use consider A B C comma star L1. First three elements we are taking, then remaining all we are not taking, but bottom two elements we are taking. Like that we are unpacking. Got it?
Yes, sir. So that means element 50, 51. We can't take all that, sir, until the first ones and the last ones are over.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So this is about tuple data item. Okay. So any doubts so far? List and tuple?
No, sir.
Okay. So I hope you have prepared the theory related to Python history and all. Okay. And this Unix commands thing, I can assure that there will be nominal weightage. Okay, need not worry. But some questions will be there. Maybe some 2-3 questions will be there, or 4 questions, maximum of 4 questions will be there out of 30. So please try to have some glance about those all commands. Then you could able to answer, I hope. I think you have prepared well. Okay, tomorrow afternoon exam, right?
Yes, sir. Sir, will the questions on algorithms and flowcharts also come, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, if you have any other doubts, you can ask me, even in other topics.